Welcome to Forza Friday. It was the best of cars and it was the better of cars. All right, sorry about that literary intro. With me as always is John Finney. And John, today we have two Panteras.
Well, these are great cars because the way I look at it, it's got Italian design and it's got a Ford, kind of a Ford engine and a ZF gearbox, if I'm not mistaken. And so these things are really bulletproof. I love them. And the nice thing about it is, as you can see here, you can go totally stock or you can customize to your heart's content.
And over the next 2 weeks, we're going to profile both of these cars. The one behind us, well, that's the stock one, and the one back there, that's not so stock, as we'll find out.
It's a 72.
Okay, and what's in the back there? I see nitrous and I see...
Well, the 351 Cleveland was gone from the car when I got it. It was a retired race car.
Yep.
So I took that out and put in a stroked Windsor, a 408 cubic inch Windsor, with a little bit of nitrous on it. So it's a little healthier than it was stock.
How much does it put out? How much horsepower do you think?
586.7 on the dyno without the bottles.
Without the bottles. And then when you click those on?
It's 125 shots. It should be roughly around 700.
Wow. And what do you use 700 horsepower for?
You don't.
I mean,
spinning tires, maybe?
John, you're with Automezzi. What is Automezzi?
Yeah, Automezzi is a car show that we do here in Colorado. It's been going on for 24 years coming up next year. And we focus on Italian cars and bring out upwards of 200 cars at each show, and we donate the proceeds to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
So coming up next, we've got two Panteras. All right, and what year is this Pantera that belongs to that we're sitting in?
1972.
And this is a much more stock Pantera.
Very stock. I mean, you're really hard pressed to find one absolutely stock. They're out there, but they're very rare. I mean, to modify these cars is very common. So there's a couple of things that aren't stock, but for the most part, the lines are all the same as they were, and the interior, the engine is basically the same thing as it was when it was new.
Give her some gas. So are those wheels the same as the bicycle wheels, the Sam Campi wheels?
Company, I
really?
believe so, from Italy, yeah.
Campi Minol.
Yeah.
Basically, I found this one. Some friends of mine found it in a barn outside of Vegas. It was a retired race car.
Okay.
So it was already a race car, and to take it back to stock really would have been quite a bit more work than I did on it as it is. I still did a ground-up restoration on it, but the body had wide flares on it already. They were fiberglass, looking just like the factory Group 4 race cars did. So in doing the restoration of the car, I took that off and went with steel to match the rest of the body on the flares, and brought it back to the factory Group 4 race car look with, at that point, no harm, no foul. I just went for the engine, went for broke, basically.
Yeah, it's a powerful engine. So tell me about the history of the Pantera. I mean, it was kind of a hybrid, right, of Italian design and American muscle.
Correct. Yes, it was actually an Italian-built car. It was designed by an American, Tom Tjaarda, who was living actually in Italy at the time, and actually still is. And he designed the vehicle. Ford powered it with a 351 Cleveland engine. and a German transaxle, CF-2, DS25-2.
And so it was kind of this weird mixture of, European sports car and American muscle car, and it hasn't gotten it got a lot of respect initially, and then the prices went down, and now they're starting to come back up again.
Right. Initially there was a lot of talk about, some poor build quality, some heating issues, things like that with them. All of the issues that Panteras have been sorted out by, very active clubs and, a really good Pantera community, and a great following. Any of these issues have been re-engineered a long time ago, so it's easy to have just a dead reliable, exotic car for a fraction of the cost, to maintain it. So it's really a good deal nowadays.
You can move your trunk, and then you get to see the transmission. It's pretty easy to work on. I would see how people race these. That's really cool.
A lot of times you don't put something over the universal joints.
Yeah.
When they spin, they'll shoot, grease everywhere. So a lot of guys have covers. Mark, I think, has covers over his.
Otherwise, it's a little too
Otherwise, they shoot,
raw.
Grease goes everywhere. Yeah.
Where are the radiators? Are they in the front?
Radiators in the front. Yes, there's under the front hood. You can pop the hood too.
So with the radiators in the front and the engine in the back, you got a lot of hot water coursing back and forth.
Yeah, it's not the most efficient cooling system. They do run hot, but
I can see how simple this is. It's pretty basic, right? Radiators, the brake booster, the battery front. Yeah, and lights that pop out in the very 70s fashion.
Yeah, we can open those up too if you want.
Yeah, pop them. Oh, that is way cool.
Yeah. It's an electric fan that just turned on. So.
I like your little sign here. Get in, sit down, shut up, and hang on.
Yeah, well, you got to understand my dad's sense of humor, but that's part of his thing with the stopwatch, and on the back it's got the BFD sticker. So he has those things, and then he really wanted the sticker on the air cleaner cover. He wanted it says 351 Cleveland, which is the original engine, and that never had a sticker on it. So he wanted to have the original sticker in the original place. So he's really particular about some things, but obviously when you put a sticker on your car on the outside, like that Multull sticker on the windshield or this little thing here, he just has fun with it.
So tell me about this car. What's the original engine? How much horsepower is it putting out?
Original engine is a 351 Cleveland with the ZF axle, as John mentioned. And I think originally they were about 350 horsepower, give or take, and that's just right out of the dealership. So.
Control enabled, so all I have to do is put in sport mode, turn on traction control.
And
let's
away
see.
we
Let's see.
go.
We hit the accelerator. There it is. It's on. Just let go. There it goes. That's a lot of wheel spin.
That was nice.
And there's 60. Oh, it was faster.
It was faster.
That's Scirocco.
I was right.